Welcome. Today we begin our journey through the Bible, starting with Genesis chapter 1. Let us listen closely to the story of how God created the heavens and the earth. Genesis chapter 1. Antviel. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Untasu. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. 1:3. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Shrantfast. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. Sinchi 8. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. End of day 1. 1 and 6. And God said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it separate the waters from the waters." 1:7. And God made the expanse, and separated the waters that were under the expanse from the waters that were above the expanse. And it was so. Yinbe. And God called the expanse heaven. And there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. End of day A. Panei. And God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. Unotech. God called the dry land earth, and the waters that were gathered together he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Densalemti. And God said, "Let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind, on the earth." And it was so. Unitwelmth. The earth brought forth vegetation, plants yielding seed according to their own kinds, and trees bearing fruit in which is their seed, each according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Chantresi. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. End of day 3. Unpertin. And God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the heavens, to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons, and for days and years." Genesis chapter 2. 2:1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. 2:2. And on the seventh day God finished his work that he had done, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work that he had done. 2:3. So God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it God rested from all his work that he had done in creation. Now, the story narrows its focus. We revisit the sixth day and witness the creation of man and woman. 2:7. Then the Lord God formed the man of dust from the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living creature. 2:8. And the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and there he put the man whom he had formed. 2:9. And out of the ground the Lord God made to spring up every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. The tree of life was in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And the rib that the Lord God had taken from the man, he made into a woman, and brought her to the man. 23. Then the man said, "This at last is bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." 25. And the man and his wife were both naked, and were not ashamed. From dust to life, and from solitude to companionship, God's love is revealed in the formation of humanity. Genesis chapter 3. 3a. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other beast of the field that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God actually say, 'You shall not eat of any tree in the garden'?" 3:2. And the woman said to the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden." 3:3. But God said, "You shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the midst of the garden, neither shall you touch it, lest you die." 3:4. But the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die." 3:5. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. 3:6. So, when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate. 3:7. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves loincloths. In a single moment, innocence was lost. The perfect harmony between God and man was broken. 3:8. And they heard the sound of the Lord God walking in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the trees of the garden. 3 says, But the Lord God called to the man and said to him, Where are you? 3 Dessen. And he said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, and I hid myself. 3:11. He said, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree of which I commanded you not to eat? 3:12. The man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me, she gave me fruit of the tree, and I ate. 3:13. Then the Lord God said to the woman, What is this that you have done? The woman said, The serpent deceived me, and I ate. 3:14. The Lord God said to the serpent, Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock, and above all beasts of the field. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. 3:50. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel. 3:20. To the woman he said, I will surely multiply your pain in childbearing. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be contrary to your husband, but he shall rule over you. 3:10. And to Adam he said, Because you have listened to the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree, of which I commanded you, you shall not eat of it. Cursed is the ground because of you. In pain you shall eat of it all the days of your life. 3:18. Thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. 3:19. By the sweat of your face you shall eat bread till you return to the ground, for out of it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Thus came the curse of sin, but not without the hint of redemption. 3:20. The man called his wife's name Eve,